If you like this video, press the like button and subscribe this channel and press the bell icon to get notification of our new videos.
Hello everyone, welcome to mbgs.com. So this is our fifth video on dermatology subject. We had already covered 4 lectures. If you want to check that video out, you can go in the description below and click on the link. And also I request you to download the PDF of notes of this topic. The link is given in the description below. So let's begin with this. So today's topic is hair disorders. So before going with the disorders, we should know about the hair cycle. So we have 3 phases in hair cycle, which are anagen phase, catagen phase, and a telogen phase. You can remember like ACT. So the anagen phase is the first phase, which precedes the catagen phase. 85% of the hair are present in the anagen phase, and rest 1% of hair are present in catagen phase and 15% is present in telogen phase. So the anagen phase is the longest phase. The duration is around 3 years. So this is the longest phase. Now coming to disorders. So the first disorder is anagen effluvium, and the second one is telogen effluvium. Okay, as the name suggests, anagen effluvium, so it is a disorder of anagen hairs, and telogen effluvium, so it is a defect of telogen hair. So anagen effluvium begins after chemotherapy, and telogen effluvium happens after 3 months after the pregnancy or typhoid infection. Why 3 months? Because telogen phase is of 3 months. Okay, so at the time of injury, or we can say at the time of insult, the hairs are present, but after 3 months all the hair will shed off. Okay, now coming to another topic, another disorder, which is androgenic alopecia, which is important part. So as the name suggests, androgenetic alopecia. So there is an androgen which is causing this condition. This is known as dihydrotestosterone. Okay, so this dihydrotestosterone act on the hair roots and causes patterned hair loss. Okay, patterned hair loss. So this patterned hair loss can happen in males as well in females. So in males we have temporal hair loss, and in females we have frontal vertex hair loss and partition site hair loss. Okay, so let's discuss the first one, which is male pattern, which is temporal hair loss. This hair loss pattern is known as Hamilton pattern. Okay, the frontal vertex hair loss, this is known as Ludwig pattern. This partition site hair loss is known as Olsen pattern. Okay, what happens in Hamilton pattern? Suppose this is head, this is hairline, and what happens? We have temporal hair loss and central sparings, and also vertex hair loss. Okay, this is the Hamilton pattern of, or we can say male pattern. Okay, now coming to the treatment part of androgenetic alopecia. This is, we can give either topical or systemic. In topical we will give minoxidil. Minoxidil is a very effective drug which is approved by US FDA. In males we can give 5%, and in females we can give 2% minoxidil. Okay, now coming to systemic part, we have some drug which are 5% reductase inhibitor, androgen receptor blockers and anti-androgen. Okay, so what is this drug? This drug is finasteride, which is given 1 milligram OD. Okay, this is only used in males, not in females. Now coming to another drug, which is androgen receptor blocker. The drug is flutamide. Flutamide is hepatotoxic drug. It can be used in males as well as in females. Okay. Now anti-androgen drug. So it is used in females only. The drug is spironolactone. Okay. Now coming to surgical part, we can also do surgical treatment. It is done only when these systemic and topical treatment is failed. So we can go with the hair transplant. There are two types of hair transplant, FUE and FUT. What is FUE? FUE is follicular unit extraction and FUT is follicular unit transplant. So most commonly used is this one. This is most commonly used method. Now coming to another one, another disorder, which is alopecia areata. Alopecia areata, it is autoimmune condition and the clinical feature is patchy hair loss. Here we have patchy hair loss like this. This is a patchy hair loss. Okay. Now we have a sign which is exclamatory mark sign. This sign is pathognomic but not always found. There are broken hair follicle with broad distal end and thin proximal shaft, which looks like this. This is root part. This is root. This is distal part, which is thin, and we have thick proximal part, which looks like exclamatory mark. This is thick, this is thin. Okay. Now coming to, we have another phenomena here, which is turning gray phenomena, or we can also call it as going white overnight. It is sparing of gray hairs and destruction of melanocytes. So it is also an autoimmune condition here, and it is seen in children also. Okay. Now the histology part. Histology part is also important. We can see a swarm of bees appearance. What is swarm of bees appearance? We have, let me make a diagram. Suppose we have a hair like this. Okay. And what we will see in histopath, we can see some infiltration here at the root of hair, which is perifollicular lymphocytic infiltrate. Okay, this is known as swarm of bees appearance. Now coming to the treatment part. So what is the treatment part? We can give either topical or systemic, or can give intralesional or phototherapy. So first, topical part. So we can give steroids, calcineurin inhibitors, which is tacrolimus, and contact irritants. In the systemic part, we can either give oral steroids, azathioprine, which is steroid sparing drug, and we have levamisole. Now the intralesional, this is triamcinolone, is an intralesional drug which is given 10 milligram at the site of lesion. Now coming to phototherapy part, it is not given in alopecia areata only. It is only used in alopecia universalis or alopecia totalis. Alopecia universalis is loss of body hairs also along with the head hairs, and alopecia totalis is this, loss of all the hairs here, all the hair. Okay, this is alopecia totalis. So this is all for this video. Hope you like this video. Please press the like button and share this video with your friends, and also subscribe the channel for more videos. Thank you.